Leo, this is your astrological forecast for October 2016. And the main focus this month for you will be right here in the area of communication. Your third house, the Sun and Jupiter right now, they're expanding your horizons. That's Jupiter expanding it. It has just moved in here last month. So you're just starting to feel how that's going to be for you, and it's going to linger for a good 12 months, until late summer of 2017. So communication is going to be big. The Sun is here with it right now, and so that is the essence of who you are. So I'm feeling that you're coming out here now more so on the center stage of presentations, giving talks, whatever it may be, but you're carrying some punch to this, some good punch. And also we have Venus cruising through your fourth house for family, and at least until the 18th, Venus will be in the sign of Scorpio, so we're feeling and emoting deeper down. Those things that are really super important for us may be expressed, come up to the surface. You'll have that until the 18th, until Venus is going to move into your sister sign of Sagittarius, which will be after the 18th and straight throughout the month, and this will be your fifth house, the house of joy. And I know that you really love that, Leo, because it brings your own creativity, your self-expression will come to the surface. If you have your own business after the 18th throughout the month, it's going to be a great time to either initiate, start, or also start receiving some great inspiration. Now you can lock things in here because Saturn has been working in this area for a while, kind of really trying to get your ground level roots secured. So Venus is going to give it some love. Now we have here Mars. That's your physical drive and energy, and Mars correlates with you pretty well because it's fire, just like you. Right now Mars is cruising through Capricorn. So what that does, Mars being your physical drive, your goal, your ambitions, okay, that's where you're motivated. And where are you motivated? Well, Capricorn is the mountain goat, okay, so you're ready to climb to certain heights this month, put energy towards it, and the area it's going to express itself has to do with the sixth house. You're going to be looking at your health, you're going to be looking at your diet, you're going to be looking at how can I improve my physical day-to-day schedule, routines, and so forth. And we get so wrapped up in our daily lives that our routine, the one day takes the other, takes the next month, and so forth, that it's hard to shuffle things around. But Mars is going to give you a great focus so that whatever you put into place now here this month is really going to sit with you for the next 2 years. You're shifting that routine. You're organizing, reorganizing those things that can help you work a little bit more efficiently, I feel. And when we don't have all the clutter around us that steals our mental space, then we can have more focus on the goals at hand. That's what Mars is going to be good for this month. And of course, Mars is working its way up to Pluto there, so we're going to have a transformation. Not quite yet, that will be there in November. So whatever it is you do now in October, you'll come to see the value of it as we get into next month. More on that in November. So as you can see down below, I got 2 icons here, and for those of you sitting on your PC, on your monitors, when we're done with this reading, you can simply just click on it to go get your Astro Weekly or your Tarot Weekly. And the difference there is that we look at the calendar, we include the moon's transits and aspects throughout the week by week. They come out Sunday mornings. And so it's easy to find it here. And the upside of that is that when we do our monthlies, we only talk about the moon's 2 positions, the new moon, the full moon. And if we were to include all of them, we could sit here and talk for hours because the moon moves so quickly and it triggers all of these other planets. And the moon is so important because it's what rules our moods, right? So do check that when we're done with this reading. Now, if you're on the phone, by the way, just to include that, you may not be able to click on those icons, but then you can go to the description below and you'll find the links right there, so they're easy to access. Well, let's get on with what is taking place here now when we look at the major transits of the month. It's starting off with a great romantic day here on the 1st. This is Venus and Neptune. Venus being love, right? Things that you're passionate about. Also rules money, by the way. But when it comes in here with Neptune like this, we have romance, because Neptune is that higher octave of Venus. So it really brings our energies up to this very high idealistic level. Great time to have a date or to meet somebody new that will trigger your emotions, not just on the physical level, but that spiritual level of Neptune. And for those of you artists, and I know there's a lot of artists of you among the Leo people, you will find that your creativity, your inspiration might just run pretty strong here today. On the 5th, I see you securing something or needing or wanting to secure something. And I feel it's good for it because something is being offered or something is coming up. And as you look at it, there's a part of you that just want to jump right away and take some action on it. And that's due to Mars. Mars is present here with Jupiter, but they're kind of like butting heads. And there might be that sense that you feel you need to act, you need to respond, you need to grab it while it's there. But then again, your higher sense, your secure sense, that little voice here, Saturn and the Sun, is saying, is it a quick fix scenario, or are you looking for the long term? So Saturn is always looking for the long-term longevity of everything. So if you're feeling that you're rushing or needing to rush, you might want to reconsider that. But I'm feeling, though, here as we get into the 11th, great news is coming. There's a form of communication. It could be a phone call, text, email, whatever it is. It could be in conversation and passing. But there's expansion now coming into you here, Leo. And this area for you will be in the 3rd house. So that's like a double whammy type of information coming in. So pay attention to their running up towards the mid-month, 11th through the 14th. Great days to initiate, to start things, to make your decisions. There's a lot of creativity coming up to the surface here this month because we also do have Mars and Neptune. Now that can be romantic as well. It's our drive, it's our passion, it's our goal. It's all the idealistic energy that we're wanting to harness and take in. And here, of course, your Neptune is in the 8th house, Mars being in the 6th house, so you might just see how your financial situation might start shoring up, okay? Pay attention to that. But then on the 15th, we have a little caution, and that is when the Sun and Uranus, they meet up here in opposition. What takes place then is our consciousness is here and Uranus is over here. Uranus is the unexpected factor, which we love when Uranus is well placed. But in squares and oppositions, we're not really getting the benefit of Uranus. It's like, this is one of the days you can bump into the doorway, stump your foot. I mentioned that on these other videos as well. And every once in a while, yes, we all do experience that. A glass can suddenly just drop out of our hands, right? And it surprises us. No biggie though, but it is good, especially if you have important things on your schedule right now where you're needing to focus. Well, then just be aware that it can be a little fragmented here today. Now, on the 25th, there might be a little setback, disappointment. This is because Venus is not getting what it had anticipated, expected. You might have had your hopes on something. Say, it could be a date that suddenly's called off, for example, because Venus is our emotions and Neptune is the disappointment. Neptune is beautiful, well aspected. When it's not aspected well, we get the lower frequency vibration of it. So I see a disappointment, but don't really let it get you, because already on the 26th, I see how the universe is rushing in to do damage control. So there will be a kiss and makeup, meaning that the next day you will have a smile on your face, because Venus, once again, that was disappointed yesterday, today is going to get a big, beautiful kiss from Jupiter, which is going to make it even better than if it was the day before. Okay, so I see how things are working out. You just want to keep your hopes up and allow yourself to stay strong under it. But If there is a day that we really need to show some caution this month, that is the 28th. And this is because of Mars and Uranus. When they butt heads, there is tension. I call it the earthquake aspect. A lot of built up tension over a long time that suddenly is going to give, poof, like that. And of course, it affects all of us, you and I, and even Mother Earth, tectonic plates. That's why I say earthquake. And there's been a lot of tension release already as far as earthquakes go here in September. But on a personal level, that tension can surface and suddenly people can snap. There could be, they can be short with you. Try to not take it personally. It's pressure release is what that is. And so we just need to monitor ourselves that we lay low on a day like that. And especially too, since Uranus rules electronics and Mars, anything with moving parts like motors and cars and whatnot, we can see electronics also come to express their energy on a day like this. So we've all had an experience where we've been working on the computer and suddenly the software doesn't work, it goes haywire, or it gets stuck and it gets hung up, and then we get stressed. And the more we are, the more the machine will also stress. So the best thing we can do, back off, let it just be. Get up and do something else. Because this is just also a relatively quickly moving aspect. You'll feel it in the day or two leading up to it, okay? And then the 28th is the exact transit. And then the 29th, it should start just wavering off a little bit here. So it's more or less a day where it's on. Then on the 29th, I feel you're going to secure something here financially. Venus now being in your 5th house of creativity, you may just come to see that there is definitely something coming together, securing itself. Just ignore the phone. Should have turned it off. But yes, I'm feeling if you have a new job, starting off on a new job right now, then that has longevity. And recall that we were talking about Saturn a little bit earlier, where the Sun was wanting you to look at the long term, not the short term. I think this could be maybe the same situation now that has stabilized itself, and now you can start seeing the consequence of it. So that leads us up towards the end of the month, and that's where we have that new moon, and that new moon for you in the 4th house on the 30th. That's when you want to plant your intentions, which has to do with family, right? And it visits this area once every 12 months. So you have a great time now to feel the desire that you feel, because it's in Scorpio. So we're feeling it down in our guts. Our intuition is really strong, and we're leading up to Halloween. And speaking of it, Halloween this year should be really good because that moon is going to be in a beautiful aspect to both Pluto and Mars. So the costumes this year is going to get a great effect that has that spookiness to it, right? It's blood and gore, right? Pluto, Mars. So anyway, listen guys, have a beautiful month. Go listen to your Astro Weekly, see what's coming up tomorrow, right? And your Tarot Weekly. And I'll see you in November. Bye now.